I was just looking at some of my little contemporaries on there, speaking on the different local politics. And I see this is one thing that I've noticed about some of the brothers and some of our people down there. They stay stuck in the past. They stay stuck in the past. And as long as you're stuck in the past, that is exactly what the enemy wants you to be. You're stuck in something that you cannot change. And you're in this position in the present, but you're trapped in the past. You have to find a way to break free in your mind. There was an old song out years ago, True and Reliable saying, free your ass and your mind, free your mind and your ass about, something like that. And that's what it is. Free your mind, folks. I mean, if I dealt and stayed in the past, I would not be here right now. I'm a master at letting go of the past. I'm a master of forgiveness. Forgive you, and I forgive me. I'm not going to be apologizing for everything I've ever done in my life. Those were the experiences that I've had. I've had to do a lot of things this last year, and I'm in a transformation right now. I mean, absolutely every single thing in my life. And, I'm not ashamed to tell you some parts of that. And part of it was me and my wife separated after almost 30 years together. That's tough, I mean, hey, that's tough. That's probably some of the toughest stuff I've dealt with, because it's personal. And when things are personal, it is different. I was like, man, just, stuck in a funk for a long time. I mean, just stuck in a funk. Because when you stay in a relationship too long and it becomes toxic, and all you see is that person as like a little imp, and all that person sees you as a little imp, then you are not able to get together and agree on anything. We can't even agree on, what I mean? Should the curtains be open or should the curtains be closed in the daytime? So I knew, as the man that I am, I could not continue to allow that to go. I'm too intelligent. I've been educated. I'm not a baboon. I'm not a barbarian. I've had women in my life in the past, and I'm not ashamed to say this. Because as a black man with a different whole world and a whole different worldview. And at a time in my life, I've had women that would provoke you to a fight and would literally spill on you. And if you didn't respond, you might as well bend over because it's over with. So I would be a liar if I said I have ever had physical confrontations with a woman. And I met a lady today, and I'm not going to mention her name, it would be fair to her. But I was telling her a little bit about my story and a little bit about, certain things. And I was telling her to come on to my page tomorrow night for the discussion. And she said, well, is it a woman bashing platform? Well, I'm going to say this. I'm primarily a man channel in the vein of Kevin. I'm not Kevin. I'm not on Kevin's level. I'm not in that league of things. I'm not even with the high value man thing. Because I don't place, people in them type of categories. He coming from a place where he more so the bourgeoisie Negro, something bougie. I come from the streets. I'm a gangster. I come from the gangsterism, street gang thing, and that's just a fact, you know, documented fact. And over the course of us going through me, telling my story, I have to tell some of those things because it's a matter of record. So, I mean, I would be remiss in trying to deceive you guys if I didn't tell you the truth. And that does not mean I'm here to confess anything or try to justify myself. It's just that I'm at a point in my life that I'm not ashamed of what I've been through to come to where I am. And I'm in a better place now. So be happy to meet me and not that guy, that guy anymore. And that was part of the problem with being, my life. Of the time we've been together and been through so much together. And let me say this, we are better friends now than we were when we were together. So everything that happened had to happen. It had to happen. Let me turn the camera. I'm gonna call this joint. I'm gonna call this joint Late Night in Dallas. Okay, Late Night in Dallas. Well, let me leave that part of that alone. We'll get to that at another time. But I'm trying to get comfortable with speaking and presenting myself and my story online and with the mic. And it is a learning experience. It's a learning curve, and you're gonna go through my ups and my downs. I was looking today, and I think I've been blogging. I've been blogging. I think it was 9 years or something. I just got let me look at it so I can be sorry. I got something from WordPress today. Let's see. Let's see what they got. Let's see what they got. Okay. This is like, okay. Word. Bear with me. Yeah, huh? Wow. Vast app, man. I really didn't even realize how vast app is. Got it. Wow. It is got it. Yeah, well, I can't seem to find that. Can't seem to find that date. Oh, huh, that's strange. That is so. Oh, okay, here we go. Here we go. Right. Hey, why is that thing doing that at the anniversary? Well, anyway, I think it's like 9 or 10 years I've been blogging. That was my point. I've been blogging 9 or 10 years. And I'm old school, you know. I'm not one of these young guys, and I'm an old school cat. And that's just the way it is. You can love me or you can hate me. I don't care. I'm going to be who I am. I don't pretend to be something that I'm not, and I never will. I keep it so ignorant. Keep that to yourself. But, you know, this game is so cold. I'm fighting on all fronts right now. I need you guys, you know, send up a good word for me, you know, because I refuse to bow down. Uh, I was fired from my job the other day because the guy didn't want to pay me. It's absolutely amazing to me that a person can hire you, a professional for a job, you do the job, you had an agreement after training, we would do this, then we'll bump you up to that. After the training, you see that the person can do what needs to be done, and you fire them. And the mistake that you made, JB, because I know you've been trolling my social media. So I'm putting this out here for you. You will have to answer for that, brother. You made a mistake. That's a violation of federal law. I don't know if you do that or not, because you've been doing what you've been doing so long, you done got comfortable over there doing it. But you just did it to the wrong man. When I came into your place and I told you I carried my own professional liability insurance just for guys like you that think that, you know, you're dealing with just some other little, you know, person that's walking in here as a counselor that don't know other things. And something else you didn't know about me, I'm a legal man. I know the law. And the law will prevail, my brother. You violate the law. I don't wish that for you, but your clinic liable to be closed down after this. You made a mistake, brother. You holding on to my money. You did not pay me, claiming that I stole time from you when you told me to leave there at 11:30. I don't know what you expect me to do. You never said what time to put on the time sheet. So I put the time that you close. That's all I know to do. You close at 12:15. That's what I put. So, you know, you can try to get away with that if you want to, but the truth gonna prevail. Callie knows the truth. Teresa knows the truth. I tell you one thing, brother. They won't be able to lie under oath. Okay? You might be trying to say this, you might be trying to say that. They can't lie under oath. So you have to answer for what you've done, brother. And if that resulted in your clinic being closed, so be it. You should not be there. Because I believe you're hurting people right now. You're giving people methadone that should not be getting. You're giving people methadone that should not be getting it. Some of those people are almost on their deathbeds, and you still pumping them with methadone. You wrong, brother. And I don't know how long I could have been able to stand that anyway. I am an ethical counselor, brother. I operate with integrity. I operate all the way under the code of ethics. I have never in my 20 years out here in the field violated the rules and codes that we live by. I'm a rare person that you have never met before in your life. You didn't know you had met a person like me, but you did. And now you got to answer for what you've done. All of these lives that you are touching, they're not for you to play with. You have came to that clinic about 3 times in 3 months that I was there. About 3 times in 3 months, brother. That's your clinic. And you got us doing everything, even the things that you should be doing. Just not right. You don't deserve to have it. You don't. I'm sorry to say that too. It ain't about what you've done to me because I'm going to be all right. I drove up there in the Cadillac. You think you can make me? No, sir. I'm a made man. You can't make what's already made. God made me, not man. God is my provision, not man. There's absolutely nothing that you can do to stop the trajectory of TC. That is for the record. I know for a fact you trolled my social media. You saw my webpage, The Angry Black Man. Why would you say I'm rebellious? And why would you say I'm insubordinate? I've never done anything to insubordinate you. I've never done anything to be rebellious against you. Where did that come from? That's a racial pejorative. Rebellious Negro. Insubordinate Negro. Don't you know I'm 65 years old? How many times I've heard those phrases? Don't you know I'm 65 years old? How many times I've heard those phrases and terms from a white man that want to denigrate a black man? Please, brother, you got the right one, baby. I don't shake, I don't jake, and I don't flake. You understand me? You have to answer for what you've been doing, brother. You done had 10 counselors over there in a year, fired them all. I mean, all of these 10 counselors are the problem. I mean, if you got 10 counselors and you fired them all for whatever you made up reason, probably because you did not want to pay them. I know what the problem is, brother. You don't want to pay people what they're worth. I've been out here 20 years. You cannot give me $20, brother. That is not respect. That's disrespect to me. And when I was telling you, I'm spending my time here working for you, I should be able to pay my bills. That's all I was asking. I ain't asking you to give me a mammy fucking thing, bro. But what I deserve. I never got my check on time. How is that, bro? You even paid the girl that wasn't even coming in. But you didn't pay me. That was a sign of disrespect to me. I should have been the first one that paid. I'm the one with the license. I'm the one with the LCDC behind my name. You don't have not one licensed counselor, bro. Not one. I'm the only licensed counselor, and you refuse to pay me? Come on, man. You got to answer for that. And I want my money, man. You don't want to give me my money, I have to have the state they can give it to me. You will pay. You don't get to get away with this. I've had this happen to me a couple times in my career. And that's what convinced me to this day, I will not go back to counseling, y'all. I'm sorry. I'm done. I'm done. I'm going to retool and get in a whole nother area for whatever time I got left to work out here. I'm retired, kind of, but I don't want to sit around. I don't want to sit around and do nothing, so, I have to do something. And I got my own things and all that, but I have to do something, engage with, people. I mean, it's got to be something engaging with people, because that's just who I am. My backdrop there, look at that. What you see back there? That's my backdrop. That's what keeps me, level set. President Obama and his family, and Officer Eugene Goodman from, you know what. If you know, you know. But yeah, I'm just saying, this situation and these jobs and the people that control them, we have to do. I've been telling these people down here for 20 years almost, that us counselors needed our union. We need a union, man. That's the only way we'll be respected. That's the only way we'll get our pay. A person like me should be making $50 or $60 an hour right now. Not a penny less. For 20 years of service in this field, with no respect, with no nothing, dignity destroyed almost. Having to deal with racist white men every day, racist white men who feel like their only job is to keep me in my place. And when are they way to do it? I've had a situation, and all of mine, so I'm not on here looking for no sympathy. I'm on here telling you where that term comes from, that my blog is based on the angry black man, and that philosophy and what's behind that. And now you can kind of understand through my life experiences, I don't have no choice but to be angry. I will be angry as long as I'm a United States American black man. That is a fact. There's no way around that. And it's based on the historical data, the qualitative, quantitative analysis of where we at, where we living. We're still dealing with the racism that created this country, that comes from the beginning. I'm gonna continue on with this blog. I'm just feeling it. It's feeling good. The more I talk, the more I do, the better I feel. And I'm gonna be bringing some real black history on here because I've come to terms with the fact if we don't tell our story, then who gonna tell it? Everything I'm laying down, everything I'm saying is the natural born truth. And after I'm gone and 100 years from now, if the internet and the documents that's in the internet is still existing, then you will hear my words and they'll still be true. I don't care. Everything I've said on this internet since day one has stood the test of time. And that's what I judge things by. Do it stand the test of time? I've seen so many fly-by-night preachers, so many fly-by-night teachers that's came and that's gone. And all the phonies, they're gonna fall off. It's just a matter of time. I've been down as low as a man could go, 2 or 3 times or more in my life. And I lost everything, 3 houses, 3 households, lost everything and come back. Just lost everything. I lost everything. My house, everything. I've lost my wife, I've lost everything. But I'm staying positive. I'm gonna stay focused. I'm gonna stay down on my business, and I'm gonna keep educating people to the knowledge I have before, I'm not able to anymore. At this point, I don't have no really material needs. I'm a humble man. I'm a real humble man. I know that we have to use these platforms and we have to put ourselves out here and we want to affect change. And my way is going to be through this medium. I'm not letting nothing or no one stop that. As long as these public airways are available, I'm going to put my voice out here without fear, without faith. I got a story that I need told. I need someone that's on that other level that's plugged into the media to tell a story, man. This story needs to be told. It's a timely piece that needs to be told. I'm telling it now in my own way on my platform, but it needs to be elevated. It needs to be elevated because things right now. We're living through the same patterns of history that tend to repeat themselves over so many cycles of time, where the racists, the white nationalists, the white supremacists, the Christian nationalists, all come together under one banner. The Ku Klux Klan, all of these I'm not going to term them as hate groups. They are American groups. They are American groups. You call them what you want in the context of what they do, but they're American groups. And they've been on the rise even before Trump came on the scene. They had started rising up when President Obama was elected. And to go back to that part of it, and it's just the way it is. I'm living here in Dallas, Texas. And although we have a lot of privileges here, and although we have a lot of, high-tech, buildings and everything you can imagine in a world-class city, right underneath the surface of that layer is a whole toxic brew of bullshit, whole toxic brew of racism, a whole toxic brew of insensitivity, a whole toxic brew of all of the isms that you can think of. But again, it all started the brewing up and bubbling up in the pot. And I like Michael Steele. He's a good guy in his own way, but he helped to create it. And after he created it, they kicked him out. And I ain't nothing nobody could tell me. I've been watching him for years. They done gave him a TV show now and all this and that. And that's okay. He deserved that, whatever. For years, they done gave him a TV show now and all this and that. And that's okay. He deserved that, whatever. He was a loyal soldier for the Republican Party. He helped to build up that thing. And when that Tea Party came on the scene, and you start seeing them voodoo men and stuff with the bone in their nose of Obama, I don't know how Michael Steele could stomach that. As a black man, I don't know how Michael Steele could stomach that. So around that period of time, he was the chairman of the Republican Party. And after he had made that major move and took over the Congress under that Tea Party banner, they got rid of him. Get on down the road, old black ass nigga. We don't need you no more. Basically, that's what they told him. And I know it hurt, but that's what he deserved for the job he did. He did too good of a job for them. They haven't been able to reach that level of success since then. But that's what that was. When Obama got elected, there began. That's what that was. When Obama got elected, there began a big backlash in this country. And it happened every level. And let me tell you my personal story. I'm working in a treatment center at the time, homeward bound. I can tell it. I put 4 years, 5 years to work at that place. So I got the right to speak on it. I can say whatever I like about it because they don't be nothing but the truth. I started over there as a counselor intern. I think I probably put 6,000 or 7,000, let me say it again, 6,000 or 7,000 clinical hours there. 6,000 or 7,000, you count that up. Clinical hours over there. And the guy that was my immediate supervisor after Miss Beverly left, me and Miss Beverly was real cool. She was the senior counselor for, the time period, mostly when I was there. But guess what? The Tea Party guy came in and he fired Miss Beverly. They set her up good, and they fired Miss Beverly. And, just on a side note, me and Miss Beverly still cool to this day. Since 2007, I just talked to her about a month ago. So, real relationship, good people, that carry on after those jobs, that those jobs are gone. And we still communicate. But she retired now, and I'm happy for her. And she's married and all that. So I'm happy for her, living her the best life right now, And so, yeah, I'm happy for her. But the guy that took over for her, the Tea Party guy, I knew he was a racist, and and when I'm on these jobs and I know these races are in charge, I basically just try to stay out the way, because I am not the type of person that's going to bow down to them or brown nose them or any of that type of stuff. I'm not that guy. You got the wrong guy. I'm not that guy. You got the wrong guy. I'm going to be a professional. I'm going to do my job. I'm going to do what's necessary and more. Because as a black man, every, job that a guy of my standards get, we always tend to do more. We always do up and above what we came there to do. Because we know that the standard and the requirements are different for us. So back to the story. Tea Party guys fired Miss Beverly. I come in there the day Obama got elected with the newspaper because they didn't have the TVs and newspapers and that type of stuff in the treatment center. It was an inpatient treatment center, and I had the newspaper sitting on my desk, and on the front page it said, "It's history, Obama. It's history." If anybody can call, I have that paper here somewhere, but he come by my office, look in there, see the paper on my desk. He said, "What history did he make, Tim? What history did he make?" And I knew he was trying to bait me into a conversation around race. I didn't say nothing. I'm not responding to ignorance, so I don't say nothing. Said it like 3 times. Then the 4th time he said, "Well, he half white, don't you?" And I just, they still never said nothing. So like I said, I knew the context in which all of this was coming, Didn't say nothing. Incident after incident after incident kept taking place. So, I started documenting these things because I know a lot. So at some point, last move was to take my office, put me in a broom closet, and get a white guy that he hired my office and told me to train him. Did you hear me? Took my office, gave it to the white guy that just got hired. I've been there almost 4 years at that point. And it's people that can bear witness. I'm not going to name their names. They know who they are, and they can bear witness. I don't know, he had some kind of problem because almost all of the staff was black. And they, came to me for different things and asked me different questions or whatever because I am a knowledgeable guy. I spend my time researching. I spend my time reading stuff that people don't care about. I spend my time in scientific journals, psychological journals, all of this data-driven type of research. I just have a passion for that stuff. So of course, I'm gonna know a little more than people that don't do that. Not saying anything, because like I say, sometimes people tend to say you bragging or boasting when you put in the hard work and you put in the discipline, you put in all of this to do what you do, and people want to label you and say this or say that. Basically I'm gonna say this: fuck you, fuck you. Get off your ass and work. I'll say this to my son too. I saw that little video you did with old boy, calling your daddy a dope thing, all of that, and the whore of your mom, all of that. Learn respect. Learn respect, young man, or you will not be anything. I don't know what you think you're going to do. I don't know what success you think you're going to have. You will never have success. I'm not cursing you. I lived 65 years. I've seen niggas like you come and niggas like you go. If you disrespect your mama, if you disrespect your daddy, you will not live out half your days. I had a partner. I'm not gonna mention his name because there's a lot of people that's, very sensitive about some of these people. But I just have to grow up with these people. I know a lot of them, and I know a lot of things that some I can talk about, some I can't. But one day, this guy come by my house. Because I had a spot, I actually had a spot, a real spot. And I see guys, doing this, doing that. I had a real live jumping spot. You talk about a trap, I had a trap. 20,000 a day wasn't nothing. 20, 25,000 a day was nothing. Just a fact, not bragging about it. And I get that story another time also, because that's kind of why and how I ended up dedicating my life to trying to reverse some of that damage of what I brought to the community. Because I know I brought damage to the community by trafficking in narcotics. Just a fact. And when I grew up, and we grew up in the environment we grew up in, that's all we know. That's all we know. And that's all we did to try to, get some money, because they wasn't hiring us in Rockford. They was not hiring us in Rockford. And they probably still not hiring us in Rockford. But that's another sidebar. So, Mom, getting in the games and all that, the damage that I brought, I felt I owed God, put it on me for years to repent and to try to make right. And I think I've done all I could do. At this point, I don't think I can counsel no more. I don't think I can go back no more. I'm done. You won't fire me for no more job. I am done. Y'all can have it. I gave mine. I gave 20 years. You ain't listening. 20 years of disrespect, low pay, all type of trauma. Not just my own personal trauma, but the trauma of my clients. And I didn't have no type of transference issues or nothing. Because I'm a professional and I have that, professional wall, keep that over there on that side, as intimate as I got with people and everything. And, we done had tearful moments in groups. I've had some groups that's been legendary. But, it's been real deep, over some of these years. But I know for a fact that I had transformational effects on hundreds of people. Let me say that again. I know for a fact that I've had transformational effects on some people. I still see them approaching me out here. People I don't even know walk up to me, say, "Hey man, you remember me?" I don't know where that come from, so I don't answer or say nothing. And they say, "Homeward bound, man, you changed my life." Man, that's all the gratification that a counselor can get. That's it, man. That's the epitome of getting something back, because most of what we get is intangible things, So, to get that from them clients, man, hey, put me all the way over the world, man, on top of the world. And, so I've achieved all I can in that field, And with all the obstacles, with all the barriers, with all that I've been through, I don't regret any of it because it's made me who I am right now. It's got me to the vision that I know I have to do something for myself now in the later stages of my life. I'm not going to put up with that anymore. I'm not going to put up with no other man dictate my pace. I'm not going to put up with no other man determining my ways anymore. I'm going to the open marketplace. That's why I'm speaking to you guys out here now. Let me see. Let me get some of this info up here for y'all, man. Y'all want to support your guy. Yeah, you want to show me some love, man? That's my cash app right there. That's how we got to do it now. We ain't going back. Straightforward. This gonna make me or this gonna break me. This it. I ain't going back no more. I put in my time. 20 years. 20 years I've been counseling, man. You know, doing the best I can. You know what I'm saying? Uh, I'm not a, PhD or, on that level, but I think that it's not necessarily about the education I found. Because in some states, you don't need a license to do this. They just people that's, reformed addicts that, do the counseling. In a lot of states, it's still going on like that. But some states like here, you have to have a license. And I earned that license. It took me 4 years of hard work and disrespect to get that license. But I did get that license. I'm a licensed counselor here. So, I earned that. I got that discipline, that everything, fortitude, stick to itness, everything that it took to get that. It's just an example for you guys to know that you can achieve anything you want to achieve, man. Put your mind to doing that. And when God's come to me, and that's one of the other reasons I put my story out here. I've heard two big guys within the last few weeks and stuff is telling me about. I'm asking them, man, when I see a young man out here on the street, big and stuff like that, why don't you have a job or something? Why are you out here asking people for money? You're a 20-something-year-old young man, and you asking a 65-year-old man for money. I said, man, they got to tell me about how they got a record. In the prison, I got a record. At that particular point, I just go and walk away if I don't have the time to really engage them. But I'm going to do that here because that record need to be made out here where people can hear from somebody who's been there. And I'm not successful in a sense of, being rich or nothing like that. You know, like I said, my need is deep that because I mainly for the last, since me and my wife separated, uh, I've been just dependent on the Lord. God provides, but I got to put in the work, but I say everything I get comes from God, and people that, show love, you know what I mean? I had a few investments, they were pretty good. I was able to live off my investments for a while. So, but, when you don't really have a lot, then, eventually you tap out. You know what I mean? But, I'm not complaining. But I'm seeking love. I'm seeking respect. I'm seeking the same things in life that any man that, has his clear understanding about his rights in this country. I just want the same thing, no more, no less. And I respect everyone, but you will respect me too. I'm not asking, I'm just saying, I'm real big on respect. I tell guys this all the time. If there are many times, I'm not going to say nothing. I'm not arguing with anybody. That's over with. Those days over with. To see, out here arguing with somebody or something like that. If a situation gets to where it becomes, untenable, I'm trying to walk away to the best of my ability. But understand this. I'm standing my ground. I'm standing my ground. And that's just a fact. I'm standing my ground. And I do believe in the Second Amendment. So, having said that, let's not go there. It's not hard to respect. And Dallas here is one of the most disrespectful places you ever want to be. They got a church on every corner. That's why I kind of, walked away from church, And I hate to say it, and I have to say it because it's the truth. I am a member of the Potter's House. I joined the Potter's House in 2001. Check the records over there. 2001, I was a member of the Potter's House. I was one of the loyal members. I helped to pay off the mortgage of the church. I was there when we burned the mortgage, $45 million. So you can't tell me nothing about the church. And I'm not against the church per se. I love the bishop. I ain't digging into all of that stuff that's going on. I don't care. He's blessed me with his word so much that, matter of fact, when I was in prison, and I'm going to get back to that story too, I probably have spent 20 years in prison. 20 years in prison from being a gangster. I stood on my gangsterism and I paid the price. No, I didn't go for a murder I committed. I didn't kill the man. And I keep saying that to ignorant people. I've never crossed a friend. I've never undermined a friend. I've never stabbed a friend in the back. I have never went with another friend's girl. I have never crossed that line of respect. I am an old school cat for real. All of those policies, all of that there, I live by that. I had a whore one time, and I'm calling her a whore because that's what she was. She stole her body. She was a whore. I don't want to sugarcoat that, call her whatever. She was a whore. And she wanted to get with me, Not a whore. Hey, that's just a fact. But she was scared to get with me because she said, you play it by the book. And, even as a street guy, I understood there's rules to everything. There's an etiquette to everything. Even street stuff. There is an etiquette to the street. No, they're not honoring it today. But guess what? All of those that disrespect will come to them. And they will get what disrespect is, right? And eventually, the disrespecters will either be dead or in the penitentiary. And I can tell you this, young man, y'all don't want to go to that penitentiary, man. Y'all don't want to go, man. I was blessed and I'm fortunate, because I grew up in that system. And it's a difference when you grow up in the system, see? And let me tell you, let me back up my story a little bit. I'm going a little long tonight, so you really got to be into me to hear this whole story. I first got locked up in the 1970s. And back then, they didn't have them little prisons like they got today where little guys run to these little prisons and stuff. When I got locked up in 1970, when you went to Joliet, because that's where everybody goes when you first go to Illinois, you go to Joliet. And they gave you a choice. Statesville, Pontiac, or Menard. Them were your choices of places to go. They need to have those other prisons built. In my lifetime, they done built 27 prisons in Illinois. Let me repeat that. In my lifetime, they have built 27 prisons in Illinois. So that shows you what their thought pattern was. That shows you what the mentality was for them to go and embark on a project like that, 27 different prisons. There was a few different motivations behind that. One of the motivations was to give the poor white farm communities job security. That's a fact. We're not going to dispute that, are we? They're giving the white poor communities jobs on the backs of those that they can incarcerate. And, you know, that school to prison pipeline that y'all be reading about and talking about, I'm that person in the flesh. I am that person in the flesh. Let me tell you how it all began. When I was a young man, at the beginning of like the Black Panther Party era and things like that, I happened to live on a street called Pier Point. And they opened up the Black Panther headquarters up the street from my house. So quite naturally, as a youngster, just walking around and walking past there, you know, just out of a whim, I went in there. And so I found out that the Black Panthers were actually community activists. A lot of the knowledge and a lot of the things I know to this day, I learned from the Black Panther Party. And I was a guy, and it's just, you know, life is what it is. So the head of the Black Panther Party there, Monk Tebow, remember you, brother, Monk Tebow, all power to the people. For some reason, he kind of took me under his wing, and I used to go around with him to the grocery store to collect, to collect our little, I ain't gonna call it extortion, but it kind of was like extortion because, free food, and we were feeding the kids, and feeding people, with the food and stuff we were getting. So, we call it a donation. But, it's like, hey, an offer you can't refuse type thing, I guess, I don't know, I was short. Anyway, I learned that tactic, and guerrilla warfare and all of those things, you know what I mean? So I'm in school. I'm at Lincoln Park School. I don't even know if it's still there or not. Somebody can tell me, in the comments or something like that. So at Lincoln Park School, because of the knowledge I had started receiving, the school, were teaching different things, and I knew there was more to the story, so to speak. So it wasn't that I was, so it wasn't that I was, rebellious, those terms. I was asking questions. Because I was asking questions that didn't line up, I guess, with whatever the program was. Mind you, I'm just a little kid, a shorty. And they sent me to the office. And when you get sent to the office, these kids today, they don't know nothing about this. They really on some cream puff stuff now, snowflake stuff, as my man say. So they sent you to the office. And the man in the office got a big panel with holes in it. Tell you to bend over the desk. That son bitch hit me. Pow! With that motherfucker, I say, hey man, you will not do that again. You will not do that again. And they did not do that again. So by me refusing to be beaten, you hear me? You cream puffs. Hear me? You little snowflakes. Hear me? You I'm not comfortable people. You got your ass whooped back then. For nothing. So I refused, So they kicked me out of school. Yeah, they kicked me out of school. And I was sent to another school, and I guess I wasn't really going. So this is the game they played back then. This is the game they played back then. This Dallas after dark. So I'm chilling. They told my mother and my father, they tricked them into signing some kind of paper. My parents didn't know, they thought they were just doing the right thing. They signed those papers. And then them papers in the fine print, it said that if I miss school again, they were gonna lock me up. So, of course I missed school again. This is the sixth grade. I'm in the sixth grade. All of this stuff is so fresh in my mind as if I'm living it again right now, telling you. In the sixth grade, they kicked me out. Or I didn't go back, whatever, however it went. And they tricked my parents into signing some paper that said if I didn't come to the school, they could lock me up. So lo and behold, they locked me up. Now, mind you, I have not committed no crime. My crime was not going to school because they wasn't teaching anything about black people at all back then. And I knew better. I just told them I was going to the Black Panther Party headquarters, and they were teaching us black history. Something that hadn't even gotten to the school for nothing yet. And they locked me up, juvenile. So I got to the juvenile, and they sent me to the Boys Farm School. That's what it was called, the Boys Farm School in Durand, Illinois. So that was the first bit I did. That was in like 1970. 1970, I did my first bit. And farm school I learned a lot of things in farm school. But you know what the greatest thing that happened in the farm school? All of them guys that was in the farm school with me was the people that ended up out the street. All of the gangsters, all of the hood guys, they were the guys. All of the guys that started off in that boys' farm school, the next time we all met up was in the penitentiary. So, okay, we went from the next time we all met up was in the penitentiary. So, okay, we went from Durand Boys Farm School in 1970. I did 2 years in there before I got out. 2 years. So it was like 72 or something like that when I came home. So I was running wild then, you know what I mean? It was over with. Once they done that to me, I just, far as education, it was over with. I went straight to the street. And couple years went by, a lot went on that period. I moved to California with my sister. I was off the chain by then, so she couldn't control nothing I was doing. I was in the street with grown guys, and doing my thing, you know what I mean, down in San Diego. I love San Diego, but I haven't been back since I left the last time, behind all of what we were going through. So one of the results of us living in California, my sister's guy she was going with, she ended up having a baby by that guy, who is my nephew today. He's here in Dallas. But yeah, we was in San Diego, and when my sister got pregnant with my nephew right now, she wanted to go back home. So we got guys we knew that were going to Chicago or somewhere, and we just jumped in the car with them and we came home to Rockford, Illinois. I don't think I was in Rockford maybe 2 months. Maybe 2 months. And I caught a real case, an armed robbery or something. And ended up in the penitentiary. That was 1976. I did about, and like I told you, now coming back up to the story of Joliet. So Stateville, Pontiac, Menard. I ended up picking Stateville. And I mean, it was life that you read about and hear about. I've seen with my eyes, from Richard Speck to John Wayne Gacy to Larry Hoover to Malik, Jeff Ford, all the guys, Charlie Freeman. I've been locked up with all the guys, Latin King, Chiefs, all the guys, you hear me? And, everybody was, cool, really, until I think that was 77. I'm not sure the time period when I think somebody tried to put a hit on Larry. That was a mistake, and the whole place went up. I mean, literally went up. I mean, there was a war. Guards came in there, and shooting this orange clouds. The whole building. I was in F House then. I was in F House in Springfield. My celly was a brother named Frank Nitty. You out there, Frank, man, get with me, man. I've been looking for you, my brother. That's Gator Bradley's brother. Gator. If you get on this Gator, or any of y'all in Chicago, man, tell my guy, man, to get with me, man. I'm looking for him, man. I ain't been able to find him, But anyway, that was my celly, Frank Nitty. And we ended up getting back in our cell because they was coming in there, man. I mean, coming in there strong. I'm talking about with them batons and rifles. I mean, they was fully armed, machine gun. First time I seen a machine gun was in Stateville. I mean, a real machine gun, a Mickey Thompson with the clip, the long clip and the round clip. Real machine gun. First time I saw it was in Stateville, bro. Was in Stateville. So, we ended up getting through that episode, but they moved Larry out of the penitentiary. They moved Larry out of there. Larry was in there with us in F House. They moved him down to Pontiac or something. That was a mistake. Pontiac blew up. 5 years back. Over there to Stateville. And, on and on we go. So time goes by, I go home. No, I didn't go home. That right there, stadium crazy place, man. So behind our little cell, you could pull a little steel plate off, and that's what people would stash the knives at. So when they came in there after the riot, they come in there to search all the cells. So all you can hear in back, we were like on a third gallery. All you can hear in the back of our cells, when the police come in, the guards come in our cell, they handcuff you, take you out there. They going, it's 1,000 knives back there. Everybody knives that fell down the thing was there. So I was due to go to the parole. They had the parole board back then. I was due to go to the parole board that month. That's crazy. I didn't go to parole board. I was in segregation. Me and Frank was in segregation. And I say, Frank, man, listen, man, shit, we got to beat this shit, man. So that's when I really started looking at the law, was when that happened and my freedom was on the line. And I started studying the law and, filed grievances and stuff, went all the way to Springfield. So Springfield had a committee that came down there and they said, I said, hey, man, them were not lies, man. We don't know who they were. So they said, you willing to take a lie detector test? I said, yes. And I took the lie detector test and I passed the lie detector test. So they had to take the ticket off me. And instead of me even going to the parole board, they let me go home. So I went home, and I think that was 1980. That was 1980. And when I got home in 1980, it was a whole new time, out there on the streets. It was a whole new era out there on the street. I think I seen the first people smoking cocaine when I came home. It was not crack at that time. It was just, they was calling it freebase back then. They would just, mix it up. It was the same as the crack is today, but they were just mixing it themselves. And, that's where they got the term freebase. Put it in their glass bottle, boom, 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 burn that jumper, boom, 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 and get that rock out of there. And that's how they were doing it when I came home. So, hey, like I said, I admitted it. I came from that era, and we went into that game. So, I hustled for the next several years, in and out of that game. You know what I mean? And of course, when you're in that game, you're exposed to everything that comes with that. That's the prostitutes, that's everything that comes with that. But something I am just proud of, and everybody from the street can tell you that I've been this guy. And I've been with a lot of guys, that took advantage of a lot of women and stuff. And that's just the way that went. That's just the way that went. If you can dangle a band in front of somebody's face and they'll dance and do tricks, I just wasn't one of them. I just wasn't one of them. When I could afford to, I would give that stuff to the girl. Just that wasn't affected. Even though I was a user and I had a deal, as they call it. I did have a dealer's habit, but I always paid my own way, and ain't never, done nothing wrong to nobody that I knew. Even though I've been accused of some things, I don't have to, try to run around and explain myself to people as if, I can live my life explaining to people what I did not do, although I was doing things. It just wasn't what they thought I was doing. I was in a whole other league, in a whole other field that they didn't know nothing about. So people really didn't know what I was doing. So when people don't know what you're doing, then they'll make up something what you're doing and put that on. But that wasn't me. And I wasn't stealing from people. I didn't break in nobody's house. I didn't do that stuff. I didn't have to do that. The guys that know me, that was plugged with me, they know what we were doing. They knew my hustle. I had created a whole new hustle. I'm not going to talk about that because that's another whole story. Even though I believe the statute of limitations is up, some things could be left out of there. There's still people out here that, could be affected by some of that stuff. So we don't leave that alone. Anything I say is going to be mainly related to me, and my own personal experience and telling my truth. At some point, Every man got to look himself in the mirror and say, hey, man, am I comfortable with myself? Am I where I want to be? Am I able to lay down and never wake up again and not, think that, hey, I've been a person that's done more wrong than I've done right. I'm okay with that now. Like I said, I just spent 20 years giving to my community and being real silent about it. Never looking for anything. Those that know me know that. Some of the counselors around here that know me know that. I've never refused to help anyone. I've always been a good colleague. I've always helped with the things that they may know about, didn't know about that I did. They can attest to that. So I don't worry about trying to prove myself to nobody. But going through them experiences, you have to speak on that. You cannot run away from what you've been through or in order to correct yourself and be a better person. I was saying again, even people that used to know me, you have to beat me. I'm not that same guy that used to be there, back then. And I hope you're not the same person that you were back then. Only thing I have is cannabis for pain. Because, some of the damage that's been done in my body, laying on concrete and steel for almost 20 years, totally destroyed my back. Almost 20 years of laying on concrete and steel. Literally, think about it. Brick just laid out on the ground like some of these homeless people doing, or put a slab of steel on it. No mattress, no nothing. And like I said, those are the price. That's why, again, some of this what I'm doing is for the young people. If I can help detour one person from trying to go down that path, then I feel like I've accomplished something. And you do not want to go to that penitentiary, my friend. I don't care what state you're in, you do not want to lose your freedom. Don't try to act like you're something that you're not. Don't try to be no internet gangster. Don't try to run out here, you know what I'm saying? You slide. You slide. I have seen too many men lose their life inside and outside. Going to the shower, you got to go with another guy. One of y'all stand and hold a knife while one take a shower, then the other one get out and he hold a knife while the other one go in the shower. Do you want to live like that, homie? I don't see men get their manhood took. I can say that. Some people I know, some of y'all running around out there now. I'm not going to expose you, but you know who you are. And some people I could save, some people I could not save. Once a situation goes too far, there can be no intervention. So, tough guys, you don't want to go. I know you think you're tough with that pistol in your hand out here right now with that switch on it. Ain't no switches in there. Ain't no switches in there. And you will be fighting, you just put that on your list. You're gonna fight. You're gonna fight. You're gonna fight. Somebody, you're gonna have to fight somebody. If you don't, this is not a game. I'm not on here to waste time. I ain't on here, you understand me, doing nothing but giving you my truth. That's it. And fighting against an unjust system. Again, I am the school to prison pipeline. I just told you what happened. They tricked my parents into signing a paper, which led to a whole lifetime of me spending in prisons and jailhouses, because that led to the whole path of my future. Because all of the little guys that was in that juvenile facility is the same little guys that I later on hooked up with when we got to prison. That's one of the reasons why I was able to slide through the prison, because I had my crew of killers already with me. They came to juvenile with me. So when we got to the prison, we was together. If something, you know what I'm saying, if something, you know what I'm saying, be happening, we going down together. So it wasn't no single solo bolo. I don't know how tough you is. You're not gonna survive by yourself. I'm talking about back then, a baby across residents and convicts, and all were treated accordingly. Inmates was treated one way, residents was treated one way, and convicts was treated a whole other way. And let me give you my number when I went in, and that'll tell you who I was. C70141. C70141. That was my number. Still is, but they just put an A in front of it now. They took the C away. They don't have no more C, too many more C numbers. Larry Hoover is the last of the C number. I wish he would have took that when that's another story. Let me leave that alone. But anyway, this is just a story of one man that has to be told. I have saw too much to go to my grave and not tell some of it. I'm a made man. I don't mind saying that. But I was blessed with the opportunity that this country has for redemption and rehabilitation. But that prison didn't do it. I did. I made that choice of my mind and said no more. I give that to you sometime about that, how that happened. Going along with the same thing. I'm fighting my case, coming back and forth to court. And this is when I found out half of the guards in the prison hadn't even graduated from high school and were very ignorant men, just literally farmers that was able to come here and get a job. And now they got land, boats, cameras, and they were standing at the desk bragging about that. That's what really woke me up and blew my mind. I mean, literally blew my mind. 4 or 5 white guys standing at the desk talking about their farm, their campers, and all of this property and all of this stuff they got, and all the money they're gonna make this year off of overtime. I walked up to the desk, because that's just who I am. I said, you motherfuckers won't get another dime off of me. And walked away. They called me the crazy man. So, wasn't no thing, I got tickets now I can pick up where lieutenants and captains walking to the table saying something to me. I told them, fuck you, get out my face. Because I didn't care at that time, and whatever the consequences were, that's what it would be. That's why I have been in my life, and that's just how it was. You cannot be no punk in prison. Or, that's just what you would be. And I was intent on not being that. Sorry, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I was determined to protect myself, and whatever that meant, that's what I would do. And that's why I'm still here. And here to tell you this story. I got stories guys don't know nothing about on this internet and ain't gonna understand on this internet. Because I'm not coming from where they're coming from. I'm telling true, live facts, not nobody else's story. This is only my story. And I'll get back with y'all at another time, but I think I've talked enough. I appreciate y'all time and plug back in with me. I got too much to tell. I can't get it all in tonight. You know, it'll be months before we get to everything that needs to be told. But know this, right now there's case actions coming against Rock. Has to. Federal action has to be taken against Rock. For those of you still caught up in that web, if you can offer some type of assistance, some attorneys down and all that, and the man never picked up the retainer and never called me back. And this was lawyer after lawyer after lawyer. That told me right there, they got a blackball on me. They got a blackball on me in the town. No lawyer would touch me in Robert. That's just a shame. That tells you right there the level of corruption that you guys are doing. If a guy like me can't even buy an attorney, I had the thousands of dollars I came to Robert with last few months ago to pay for my case. None of them would take it. And that tells you all you need to know what I'm fighting. But I'm not alone. And I know I shall prevail because justice matters.